Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick. My name is Callie Say and I'm here at Transwest in Horse Trailer Sales. So for those of you that aren't familiar with us, we're right off I-25, about 30 minutes north of Denver. We are Cimarron and Logan dealers, so if you're looking for a brand new trailer, those are the two brands that we carry. If you're looking for anything used, we take in a wide variety of trailers in on trade, anything from small little bumper pulls to big LQs. So lots of inventory on our lot, lots of inventory on order, and then we also custom build trailers to people's specifications if you need something really specific. So what I've got behind me is a 2024 Cimarron Norstar 3-horse gooseneck, and I'm going to bring up the specs on this one so that you guys can kind of see the layout. So some of the things that are notable on this is a Warmblood size trailer. So if you have really big horses, we've got 7.7 interior height, 7.6 wide, so we're a lot wider for those bigger horses. And then we've got oversized stalls. So instead of the standard 39-inch wide stalls, we've got 42-inch for the first two stalls, and then we've got 57 for that last stall. So you're gonna have plenty of room for all those really big horses that you're trying to shove in here. They're not gonna be crammed, and they're not gonna be crowded, and they're not gonna hit their heads when they're getting in and out of the trailer. As for the tack room, we've got a nice 4-foot short wall, so that gives us an overall length of 19'9" on the floor. Really easy to pull around. And in that 4-foot short wall, we've got a water tank, swing out saddle rack, a nice big shelf. We did an oversized 18-inch boot box. Gives you lots of room for storage. This is a perfect runaround trailer. So now we're gonna go back to the trailer itself. You guys can kind of check out some of those cool features that we just talked about. Let's start up front here and kind of go through what we've got. You've got a polished nose sheet on here. This is a standard option on these Norstar models, but if you wanted this just to be a white colored match sheet, or if this trailer was a different color, you can color match it. That is always an option. We think these polished stainless nose sheets look really good on these trailers. I don't think personally there's a better looking trailer out there than a Cimarron trailer, and they do a lot of beautiful features on these to really make them pop as you drive down the road. Right over here, you've got a B&W coupler, and that is an adjustable coupler. So if you've got different height trucks that you're trying to hook this one onto, you can raise and lower the stem here to make it ride perfectly level on your tow vehicle. Cimarron doesn't mess around when it comes to safety, so you've got a 2 set screws as well as a pin on this coupler, so you can get this tightened down really good, and then you've got that extra security of the pin and the double screws here. So really safe option. Cimarron actually partnered with B&W making these couplers. This is a new style that we've got. It allows you to have a lower hole. So if you're hauling this on something with like a hauler bed or one of those big freight liners, it'd be a little overkill for this trailer, but it's going to allow you to get that stem exactly where you need it instead of having a hole start all the way up here. It's got a really easy handle, super simple to operate. We really like these new couplers they've got. Right under here, you've got your 2 safety chains as well as your breakaway. So you're going to hook this directly to your tow vehicle. And what that's going to allow you to do is, if for any reason something happened to your truck as you're driving, say something happens with your ball, you've got several means of protection for your horses and your truck. So you've got your safety chains, which are gonna help prevent it from leaving your truck, and then you've also got this, which is once it gets tightened enough, it's gonna pull your brakes and lock up those brakes so that your trailer does not continue down the road without you. So a couple great safety features. I love this little coiled cord here that Cimarron uses. Instead of having that long wire that always gets tangled and knotted, this is really simple to use. We've been a big fan of them. Underneath here, we do a 53-inch gooseneck drop wall. So a lot of the complaints that we get from people on their older trailers is that they cannot get them to ride level. Those truck beds have just gotten so high that it makes it really hard to adjust them where they're not nose in the air. And by having a 53-inch gooseneck drop wall, it's going to give you the additional clearance that you need for your bed rail to still run level, but you're not going to have to worry about cleaning out your truck going through dips. So We do that standard on almost every single one here. The only reason we would do a smaller gooseneck drop wall is either a living quarters because we need that additional headroom, or if we've got like 17.5 wheels and tires on there with air ride, because that's going to pick up the box enough that you don't have to worry about that bed rail clearance. So if you've got a newer pickup or you're thinking about getting a newer pickup, this is a really great option for that reason. Under here we do have the spare tire. It's the same exact tire of what you've got running on the ground here. It's a Load Range E 16-inch. Aluminum wheels are standard, so the aluminum spoke, you can get them standard in black or silver, or you can upgrade to like an SRW or an Alcoa style wheel, but then you're going to also increase your tire size there. So the tires themselves come with their own warranty. They are a 1-year no questions asked, 2-year roadside assistance, and 5-year against any manufacturer defects. So the tires themselves have a really great warranty as well. Your Cimarron has an incredible warranty on it. They're gonna warranty this trailer for 3 years hitch to bumper, 8 years structural for any Cimarron manufactured parts. So Cimarron really stands behind their product. They know they have a product that they can warranty for that long, and that's one of the reasons that so many people end up going through with them. On this one, we did a single crank jack here, but if you did want to switch that out to an electric over hydraulic, we do a lot of changes here at the store itself. We've got really great capable mechanics that can do amazing finish work on these trailers. So we swap out a lot of these single leg jacks to electric over hydraulic. If you maybe don't want to have to crank this up and down, it's a really, really great option. This trailer's not that hard to pick up and down with that crank, but if you don't want to struggle in the heat, I completely understand if you want to swap it out for something a little simpler. Our electric over hydraulic jacks, we still include a manual override, so if you ever get in a bind where your battery's dead, you can still get it on and off your truck without problem. So as we're working our way around here, we've got the swing out blanket bars and the brush box here on the door. We've got a fold up step that makes it really easy to get in and out of this trailer. On a 7.6 wide, you don't really have that much room to step up on without losing your balance. So a fold down step is definitely a must have. You know, we've built them before that are 7.6 wide with that small little running board, but I think the preference is definitely having this fold down step. Makes it so much easier, cuts the distance in half. We do a big 42-inch wide door. One of the reasons that we do that on this setup is because we actually have a swing out saddle rack. So this swing out saddle rack is on a gas shock. It's got a little bit of tension on it so that when you arrive at your destination, it's not trying to come swinging back out at you. If you've got saddles on here, it's gonna weight down that shock a little bit and make it easier to swing in and out. But that 42-inch wide door allows us to have enough space to still get in and out of this tack room with these saddles swung out. It also allows you, if you've got bigger saddles like roping saddles, they're not going to get hung up on the door like they do on those smaller door frames. So let's go ahead and head on into the tack room now. As I mentioned earlier, this is a 7.7 tall trailer, so that 53-inch gooseneck drop wall, you don't even notice the missing 3 inches right here. We've got plenty of room. In these trailers, we've been trying to option them with some more lighting. It's a big, nice big tack room. We want it to be bright as daylight when you step in and out of here. Makes it really easy if you're using this trailer at night, just you're not having to squint. This thing's gonna be like daylight in here, especially with all those back sides of the white sheets here. It's gonna really light up this area. So these OptiBrite lights are now standard options, and we usually option it with 1 or 2 extras. We've got 2 windows up in the gooseneck nose that will open, so if you want to get some airflow moving through here, that's always a really great option. We've got it pre-braced for an AC, so if you ever decide you want to add an AC unit, it's already done. You don't have to worry about adding the framing after the fact. Makes it a lot simpler for somebody that's going to install one. And then we've got this big 18-inch deep shelf here. It's got a 2-inch lip on it, so you're not going to have to worry about things sliding back out at you. But what's really nice on these shelves is it gives us a good space to have a nice big clothes rack underneath. You've got all this wall space here. It's a really great place to hang all your show shirts and jackets without them getting crumpled up. Since we did the 4-inch tack here, we've got plenty of room for this huge 18-inch boot box. A lot of the ones you'll see on our trailers are going to be more of that 12-inch boot box, but with that additional length here, it gives us so much room for all that extra storage. These are really great options for throwing all your junk in there that you don't want to have to see. On the wall here, we've got 12 bridle hooks. You've got carpeting behind, so you don't have to worry about your bridle hooks swinging back and forth and marking up this wall. It's also going to be a lot quieter for your horses right on the other side. And then something that we've been adding on almost all of our inventory trailers is that corner water tank. That's a nice big 25-gallon water tank, and it's going to allow you to bring water from home, or if maybe you're going somewhere where you're not sure if there's going to be water accessible, it's always nice to have that option to bring your own water. On the floor here, something that we also upgraded is this rubber tread flooring. This is something we've been putting on a lot more of our trailers. It's an option that started in our cattle trailers, but a lot of people really like how easy they are to clean. You don't have any seams, it's not a big heavy mat that you have to take in and out, and it is definitely not carpet, so you don't have to worry about vacuuming it or stains getting stuck on it. This is really easy to, if you've got one of those little vacuums or a broom, you can clean it out really easy, and then you can go over and wipe it down really quickly. So this is a set of flooring that is going to maintain for a very long time. It's going to be really easy to use. I think whoever gets this trailer is going to be really happy that we put this in. So as we work our way around to the exterior here, there's a couple things I wanted to note on this. The first is this amber turn signal. So we've been optioning that on almost every one of our trailers. That's just a little bit bigger, a little more dressed up. And what that allows us to do is if you're driving down the road and somebody can't quite see your truck and they can't see the rear of your trailer, this is going to be an indicator light of whether you're turning, you're braking. It's another marker light for you so that it gives people a little more visibility of what you're trying to do. The more lights we can have on these trailers, the better. It's going to give you more visibility at night, and I know a lot of people feel a lot safer when their trailer has a lot more marker lights on it. As we work our way up, got a nice big 16-inch awning light over the tie rings here. That's going to be really nice if you want to hook your horses up at night and get them saddled. You can see what you're doing, make sure everybody is good to go. It's going to throw off a lot of light. It'll light all the way up over to that tack door there. On the top rail, you've got some additional marker lights on this one. Like I said, it's a little bit bigger trailer, even though it's only 19.9 on the floor. It's still 7.6 wide, 7.7 tall. Those additional marker lights are going to be really helpful when you're driving at night. The axles underneath this, we've got two 6,000-pound rubber torsion axles. So plenty of axle underneath this 3-horse for what you're going to be hauling in it. And then we've got big bus windows on the hip side. Some people will go in and option either the side slats, like the air gaps, or they'll do big drop-down windows. It's something that we can change, and since every Cimarron is a custom trailer, we can really make them exactly how you want. So if you're interested in something a little more custom, just give us a call. On the rear door here, you've got 50/50 doors, and on this hip side here, we've got another window. It just helps increase the ventilation that we get moving through these trailers. I really like that window on the rear door on my Cimarron because it allows all the air to be sucked back over the horses so that wind tunnel is kind of pulling all the way to the back of the trailer. It really helps those horses that are farther back. Got a nice big butt strap that goes all the way across here. So if you open these doors, you're not going to have that last horse come flying back out at you. Rubber mats on the floor is what we did here, but if you want, you can always upgrade to worm flooring. That's a permanent floor. It's got a lot of texture to it. You don't have to worry about cleaning it out quite as thoroughly. It's just power wash it out. With rubber mats, you want to make sure at least twice a season you're taking them all the way out, hosing this floor down, letting it dry. I put baking soda on mine to neutralize any urine that gets down to the floor so it doesn't pit and corrode my floor. And then I put my mats back in over the top of it. So worm flooring is a little bit less maintenance. It's a little more cost up front, but it increases your resale value, and a lot of people really like the option of it. In this stall area here, everything is lined and insulated. Got rail capping up above all the way around. So really clean interior here. Your kick mats go up 54 inches high on the hip side, 48 inches high on the head side. And since we are 7.6 wide, you see some wheel wells on the inside. Your axles stay in the same place on every trailer. Your walls just move out. So on an 8 wide, you would have the full wheel well on the inside of this trailer. We did bar type dividers here, and they're padded. You can always do solid. You can always do multiple stud dividers. Every Cimarron 3-horse Norstar comes standard with a stud divider on the first stall. But if you don't want a stud divider, it's always an option that you can change. We also option this one with some feed bags. If you're just wanting to hang hay bags, you've got 2 rings here. You can tie horses on one, hang a feed bag on the other. So really gives you a lot of options here. These dividers are one of my favorite features on the Cimarrons. I mean, they're so easy to use. They're spring-loaded dividers. Everything is supposed to be operated with about one hand, because usually you're holding a horse in the other one. So they make it really simple to use. We've got hold back clips on these dividers, so if you wanted to clip them all back and haul maybe a golf cart or a lawnmower or something in here, it gives it some multi-purpose use. These are heavy duty extruded aluminum dividers, so the best place for them to ride as you're traveling down the road is in their slots. However, occasionally if you need to haul something else, maybe you've got a mare-fold combo that you want to throw in here and you need to have a little more space for them, it's okay to tie these dividers back occasionally. Once again, big OptiBrite lights in here. We option this with 3 here. These lights throw off a ton of light. I know that people they're always surprised the first time they turn these on at night. They're like, wow, it's really easy. There's no shadows. The horses jump in these trailers so well because it's not a dark cave you're trying to load them in. You've got roof vents over each stall here. And once again, this is a bigger stall. So instead of your typical 39 inch on this wall here, it's actually 42. This one is 42 and that one is 57. The reason we do that 57 is it gives us enough room for this to clip back without having to worry about the door. So lots of great options in here as well. Your horses are standing on 4-inch centers underneath this floor. So Cimarron has one of the strongest aluminum floors in the industry. It's 4 inches of extruded aluminum slats, and then every other slat they do a V-truss. So that increases the strength immensely. It's one of the reasons I always have hauled a Cimarron since I've started working here, is I know that my horses are always standing on center supports. So that means that they're always going to be safe when they're riding through that trailer. Now, it's still important to take care of your floor. Aluminum does pit and corrode if you do not get the urine off of it. But if somebody doesn't take care of their floor as well, at least the horses are standing on those 4-inch centers. The insulated roof is another reason I love hauling my Cimarron. I've got a gelding that he does not like being hot, and he will come in from the pasture during the day to get out of the sun. He's just one of those horses that absolutely loves being cool. I've never pulled him off my Cimarron hot. He's always been really comfortable in there. That insulated roof, I think, is a big reason for that. If I were to set my hand on this roof on a 100-degree day, I could leave it up there. I would not recommend you try that on an aluminum sheeted roof. The aluminum sheets transfer so much heat through them that it just makes the horse area so much hotter. And those horses' heads, I mean, they're pretty high up there. So all that heat is just transferring and baking right onto them. These Cimarron roofs don't allow quite as much transfer of heat. It's going to stay a lot cooler in here. I've been in a Cimarron on a 90-degree day with all but an escape door open, and it has been completely comfortable for me to stand in there. I'm not sweating. So I'm comfortable hauling my horses in a Cimarron trailer. If you guys live in Colorado, you know that we have received a lot of hail recently, and that Cimarron insulated roof is also very dent resistant. We have reported up to baseball size hail hitting those roofs without damage. If for any reason you do damage some of the cells, it's really easy to fix a Cimarron roof. You don't have to go in and replace the whole thing. You can just silicone over the damaged cells because it's like a little honeycomb structure all the way through, and you are good to go. So on this side here, you'll also see the amber turn signal matches the other one, but we've got big drop down windows on the head side here. All these jail bars are one solid piece, so you don't have to worry about pulling a string that could break, collapsing a bar that could break. I love how sturdy these windows are. They give you tons of airflow. If you need to, you've still got the bus windows you can open up just to give them some airflow in the colder months, but really, really great option there. These extruded side slats are actually a nice structural addition, so they don't just look good. A lot of people will use like a corrugated side sheet that just adds some cosmetic effect to the trailer. This is actually helps with the structure. So these are triple hollow slats running through here. And one of the first things I like people to do when they come up to a Cimarron, I say, feel how solid these side sheets or these extruded side slats are. They add so much structure, helps prevent as much of the bend and flex that you get as you travel down the road on those side walls of trailers. And it's one of the reasons they hold up so well over time. These Cimarrons are like a big puzzle piece, so they use extrusions and dies that they own, so everything interlocks. Anytime we can avoid having a piece that we have to weld on with, man-made materials, if you can start with a solid piece, it's going to increase the strength drastically on these trailers. So having all these extrusions that interlock not only gives you a really clean exterior look, all the welding's on the inside, but it also increases the strength and the potential for this trailer to fail. So a really great option there as well. As we work our way to the front here, I'll get you guys the stock number on this one in case you might want to purchase it. If you go to transwest.com, you can check out our website and type in this stock number. It's 5N230146. It's going to have this video as well as a bunch of pictures and some of the information on it. We have the spec sheets for every Cimarron we've ever built, so if you do have any questions, maybe this one's sold and you want one just like it with some of your own changes, we can pull up this spec sheet, make those changes, and have you a trailer exactly that you want. So if you guys do have any questions, my name is Callie Say. I love building these Cimarron trailers. There's a reason that I pull one. I believe in the brand. I believe that they're gonna get my horses safely from point A to point B. You can reach me by text or phone call. My number is 970-309-6368. Love to answer any questions you guys have and get you into the Cimarron today. So thanks so much for tuning in. I hope everybody has a great Friday.